This is a very interesting read. Complete Idiot's Guide to Vampires. I don't really think of much of an idiot of myself, but hey, when in Rome. Oh, hi. Just boning up on little vampire facts. I mean, you know, I love my vampire movies, and, you know, today's no exception. We're doing, well, you know, Fright Night, part 1 and 2. You know, come to think of it, it's kind of interesting. Is like, you know, it is the daytime, so I guess I don't have to worry about vampires. But, you know, I heard if he's really foggy out, they can come out, and, you know, you can't have a vampire in and stuff like that. You know, that's what I love about vampire lore. There's never, ever, no such thing as a wrong or right answer. So, welcome to the Justin Zone. Let's get to this thing.
Justin Zone! If you're feeling down, you don't have to feel alone. Just get on the internet, go to the Justin Zone. He's the best friend that you have ever known. Yes, boys and girls, it's time for the Justin Zone. Throw your brain out the window and enter the unknown. Now don't adjust your screen, you're in the Justin Zone. Throw your brain out the window, forget what you've known. Don't adjust the screen, you're in the Justin Zone. You're in the Justin Zone. You're in the Justin Zone. Oh God, oh God, we're in the Justin Zone. We're in the Justin Zone.
Welcome to the Justin Zone. Blah. So, today's our film is Fright Night. A little classic that, you know, stars a man known as Chris Chardon, something like that. For an interesting fact, the guy who plays the vampire in this actually provides the voice for our good friend Jack Skellington from, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas. And he actually provided from the games and stuff. So the neighbor starts to notice that weird things are happening with his neighbor. You know, stuff like that. He notices this and that, and apparently he thinks his neighbor's a vampire. Well, looks like he's kind of right. Did you say vampire? Who are you? I'm a vampire hunter. Ah, I'm the great vampire hunter. Well, you're wrong. There's no vampires around here. How do you know? I thought I saw one come into your room. See, that's where you're wrong. Vampires cannot enter a person's home without inviting them. Did you invite one in? I don't know. I mean, what do you think? I think you did. Anyway, I will go search for the vampire. You stay close. And beware. Vampires are everywhere. Haha. What's interesting about this is not just him, but the girl in this. You know, if you're familiar with the girl, her name's she's also known as Marcy Darcy. She was Marcy Darcy. The guy who plays Evil Ed in this, her and him actually were in another film together, which is pretty cool. You know, so you had plenty of, you know, interesting cast here, especially the guy who played Peter Vincent. Interesting about him is, not just that he played the vampire hunter. Did you say vampire hunter? Who are you? I'm a vampire. How'd you get in? I didn't invite you. Yes, you did. You told me I could have food and a nice warm drink. Back off there. I'll get the Bible. I'll get the book on you. That's not going to do anything. Besides, with the vampire hunter. I don't know where he went. You'll have to look for him yourself. I'm in the middle of a review. Easy. You know? Can I please go on with you? Fine. You'll say the vampire hunter, you did not say that. Jesus, all these interruptions. So the guy, you know, also is interesting, is the guy played Peter Vincent. He has some Batman lore to him. He was in the 60s show. He played a villain called Bookworm. He also played in the animated series. He did the voice of the Mad Hatter. To my knowledge, he was also in Planet of the Apes. So, I mean, it's nice to know that all these actors can come together and bring this little movie to, you know, a great little... So, he starts to notice his neighbor is a vampire, and the neighbor... Well, you know, stuff like that happens. You know, but, you know... And without giving away the end, let's focus on part 2. You know, part 2 is really interesting. I mean, you know, part 2 is about the vampire's sister. You know, so these are just interesting movies because the sequel was the only 2 people from the sequel were Brewster and Peter Vincent. Now, Brewster was told by a psychiatrist that none of this really ever happened. That the whole thing, his neighbor being a vampire, and he starts to believe it, but then he starts to see everything else happen again. So that's what the sequel is about. I love these movies. These are really good. He's funny. I feel bad for him, and you know, what the hell? Ha! I found your vampire. Hey, easy. Are you 2 gonna do this all night? Yes. Until I kill the vampire. You'll never get me. Easy, alright, you know, what do you guys, you know, why can't we all just get along? I'm a vampire hunter, and I'm a vampire. Good point for that, guys, but why can't we just get along in this case, you know, you go your way, you go your way. But, I can't do that, I must kill the vampire, see my cross, Okay, you know something, for you should be dead already, because it is sun out. But then again, you're a paper bag, so what do I know? Yes, true. He is unknown. You 2 are just freaking me out here. What do we gotta do to settle this argument? You know, battle of wits? A battle of something? I mean, anything that would... Well, what do you think? I don't know. What do you think? Okay. How about we do this? Why don't you both just... sit here and talk about it and I'll listen. Fine. Why do you have to be a vampire? Because I want to. Why do you have to be a vampire hunter? You killed my father. Wait, hold on. Did you just say he killed your father? Yes. Yes, he killed my father. How do you know he killed? My mother told me. Well, I didn't know he was your father. Good point. But, alright, you two just gonna have to settle your differences somehow. I'm putting you guys down for a while, so go settle your differences. God, you know, anyway, I love these movies. You know, you can't beat a good old-fashioned vampire movie, and this is to me, a good classic. You know, so if you're getting the line for a very good one, pick Fright Night. Fright Night is a very good one, and if you can get your hands on the sequel, watch the sequel. It's very good. You know, so anyway, I've killed the vampire. He's dead. He's a paper bag. How can he be? He's a paper bag. How can he be dead? I don't know, but he's dead. Yeah, you're right. I guess he's dead. Are you happy? Yes, I've killed the vampire. Ta-da! Alright, well, why don't you say goodbye to the folks at the Justin Zone? Goodbye, folks! Beware of vampires! Blah! Why'd you just go blah? Because I felt like going blah. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, well, this has been the Justin Zone. Say goodnight, Vampire Hunter. Good night, Vampire Hunter. See ya.